So if we're in what's traditionally called an Ayatsu situation, we're in the same stance. If I'm arm dragging here, typically it's so that I could get wet weight on this front leg and possibly shoot for a double, come in for a kauchi, that kind of stuff. The way that I've been working arm drags and the way that I've been learning how to arm drag is from a kenkeyatsu stance. So we're in opposite stances. So I like to look for lead hand, lead leg. And so when we're collar tying, the same type of mindset also applies, okay? If I'm attacking with this rear hand here, usually I'm gonna be looking to wrestle, right? Shooting double legs, that kind of stuff. If I'm attacking with the front hand, I'm gonna be working more of my reaps, my throws, that kind of stuff. It's really important.
Can you say that concept again? Because I like that. You're working a collar tie with what arm?
Okay.
Just go over that real quick. I'm sorry.
So the idea here is if I'm fighting with this rear hand, I'm going to be wrestling typically.
Okay.
If I'm fighting with this front hand, I'm going to be working more judo. Now, it's important if you're going to collar tie up with your front hand that there's a hierarchy of attacking, right? And this is the same with if he's wearing a gi, okay? If I'm going to collar tie with my front hand, I have to either have control of this hand first and have him off balance and then work here, or I have to get a rear power grip here, then come in and then capture this hand and start attacking. The reason why this is important is because if I just come right in with my front hand, he's gonna Russian time me. Oh no. Boop. And it's really easy for him to get around me that way. If I'm coming in with this rear hand and he Russian ties me, there's a little bit more resistance, right? He has to work a little harder to get around it. So today, what we're gonna work on is addressing when the opponent we're in a kenkeyatsu stance and they just come in with their front collar tie, okay? And we're gonna do this from two different ranges. First range is if he's at a longer range and he comes in, right? And we're here. So the way that we're gonna address this is with an arm drag, okay? The first way that you can arm drag from here is if I catch, I have like a monkey grip on the forearm, and it works if he has a gi on as well. I catch this monkey grip, I come through here with a false grip, right? So I'm catching with the wrist. I'm actually gripping him here with the wrist, but as I bring him across, I catch with the hand. When I come for the actual arm drag, and this is the case for every arm drag, where the objective is to get around the opponent and not just put weight on that front leg, so for the regular arm drag, right? I'm removing his space. I'm removing his space here so that ideally I'm getting around him, right? So from this position, I'm doing the same thing. If he's stretched out like this, I'm catching him here. I'm going in with this false grip. And now I'm gonna step around and into him as I drag. The drag isn't actually pulling him, right? It's forcing his arm across his body and crowding his space. So I catch, false grip, and then I'm just falling into him, essentially pushing this across. And then from here, I'm just coming to the shoulder, forcing this arm across, and getting a rear body lock grip here. Okay? So once again, we're in a kenkeyatsu stance. He decides to tie up with his lead arm, and we have length here. I'm simply going to catch, effectively pinning his arm to my shoulder. And now from here, I initiate my arm drag. One, there's like a little kung fu move that kind of happens here, like a little Wing Chun type of deal. Where I'm coming here and then here, I'm pushing everything across. Crowding his space, not pulling him into me, right? If I just pull him into me, just like what? Up, and now we start dancing. Okay. I'm catching, dragging everything across, and I'm stepping around and into them. Okay? So one more time. Do it again from this side. Good. All right. Any questions? Okay. 1, 2, 3.